So really this fall, we are really going to see an all-time inflation skyrocket out of control. We have gas prices going up. They say they believe the average will be $10 per gallon for the nation. Is this part of the Green New Deal? To get everyone out of their cars and not to drive? Where we won't be able to afford to go anywhere. You won't be able to afford to go to work. Gas will be more than what you make at that job, along with all of your day-to-day bills, rent, electric, water, and food. There's only so much money to go around, and eventually you will have to decide, are you going to pay that bill or are you going to buy food? Hi, welcome to This and That Homestead. Okay, here's an article from Bloomberg. U.S. inflation quickens to a 40-year high, pressuring Fed and Biden. Consumer price index rose 8.6% in May annually, 1% from April. Shelter, food, gas were the biggest contributors to advance. Record gasoline prices paired with unrelenting food and shelter costs are adding strain to Americans' cost of living, suggesting the Fed will have to pump the brakes on the economy even harder. That raises a risk of a recession, which some economists already saw as likely next year. In May, prices for necessities continue to rise at double-digit paces. Energy prices climbed 34.6% from a year earlier, the most since 2005, including a nearly 49% jump in gasoline cost. Gas prices so far in June has climbed to new highs, signaling more upward pressure in the coming CPI reports and therefore keeping the Fed in the hot seat. Grocery prices rose 11.9% annually, the most since 1979, while electricity increased 12%. The most since August of 2006. Rent of primary of residence climbed 5.2% from a year earlier, the most since 1987. That likely spells further trouble for President Joe Biden, whose approval rating has sunk to new lows ahead of the midterm elections later this year. While the job market remains a bright spot, decades-high inflation is crippling confidence among the American people and largely outpacing the wage gains. So far, consumer spending has held firm in the face of inflation. So that means there's a lot of people that is just blowing their money and they're not really seeing what's about to happen to our economy. Gasoline prices topped $5 a gallon nationally for the first time and are likely headed higher. Gasoline prices hit a national average of $5 per gallon on Saturday and are set to move higher. The jump in gasoline prices means households are spending about $160 more per month on fuel than they were a year ago. The recession will hit in the first half of 2023 and the Dow is headed lower. Amid high inflation that has become the number one business risk, not a single chief financial officer surveyed by CNBC thinks a recession can be avoided. Biden angrily rejects a meeting with Saudi Crown Prince. I thought they were having hopes with Saudi Arabia to bring down gas prices. Oil rises after crude price hikes by Saudi Arabia. Oil was up on Monday morning in Asia after Saudi Arabia raised the price steeply for its crude sales in July. A sign that supply remains tight, even though OPEC agreed to accelerate its output increase over the next 2 months. Did you hear that, guys? They are going to raise the prices in July, so that's going to make our gas prices go even higher. If you remember, the White House was having hopes for Saudi Arabia to lower the prices, and Saudi Arabia wasn't answering Biden's calls. California lawmakers maul buying out farmers to save water. After decades of fighting farmers in court over how much water they can take out of California's rivers and streams, some state lawmakers want to try something different. Use taxpayers' money to buy out the farmers. It's like there's some kind of agenda. So first off, California diverts water from the Great Lakes of fresh water out to the ocean. Then they sit up there and tell everybody, you're not allowed to use any water. You can't water your grass. You're going to get fined $2,000 if you use over your allotted amount of what water you're allowed to use. Now they want to get rid of all of your food because you're using too much water while they divert water out to the ocean. What kind of insanity is this? It's like we live in an upside down world. Makes you wonder, is this part of the Great Reset or the New Green Deal? You'll live in a pod, own nothing, eat bugs, and be happy? Texas Power used to hit record high on economic growth. Even if ERCOT has enough resources to keep the lights on this summer, the grid power line may not be able to move all the energy from where it is generated to where it is consumed. That so-called transmission congestion will boost the cost of consumers. During a heat wave in mid-May, ERCOT was forced to urge customers to conserve energy after several power plants shut unexpectedly, causing real-time prices to briefly soar to over $4,000 per megawatt per hour. Okay, so let me get this straight. They're shutting down all of the power stations because it produces too much carbon dioxide. They want everybody to drive electrical cars that you charge, but our electrical grid is already overextended. I don't know. Doesn't sound like it's adding up to me. Hey guys, here's another food packing plant that is about to shut. Smithfield Foods to shutter California meatpacking plant. Meatpacking giant Smithfield Foods said on Friday that would have been June 10th, that it would close its only California plant next year, citing the escalating cost of doing business in the state. So it says it will shut down in February. It has about 1,800 employees. The vermin plant slaughters pigs and packages products such as ham and bacon. Some operations will be moved to other facilities in the Midwest, but the overall reduction in the processing capacity is prompting Smithfield to reduce its sow herd in Utah. The company also said it is exploring ways to exit its farms in California and Arizona. Smithfield Foods was founded in Smithfield, Virginia in 1936 and, according to its website, provides more than 40,000 jobs in the United States. It was acquired in 2013 by Hong Kong-based WH Group. It was the largest acquisition of a U.S. company by a Chinese business. Okay, so it's the largest company that sells pork products. It's shutting down its factories in Arizona and in California and shutting down its farm to raise pigs in Utah. Oh, we're about to go into a meat shortage with pigs. We're already in a shortage with chicken and eggs and all of these factories that's being burnt down. All the beef cows, all the cows that they were having to just go ahead and kill because they wasn't able to feed them because there wasn't any fertilizer to grow the grains to feed the cattle and the milk cows. So now this is hitting the pig market. Target cuts vendor orders and prices, facing huge inventories. So they ordered a whole bunch of clothing, house furnishings, and people aren't buying it because they're buying groceries. And with the inflation being so high, they're not buying too much of the other stuff. So Target is slashing all of their prices to get rid of some of the stuff that they have that nobody's buying. Walmart-owned Sam Clubs deploys driverless trucks for deliveries in Texas. So now they're getting rid of the truck driver jobs. So as inflation rises, more people are going to be without a job. The company referenced the nation's truck driver shortage, supply chain pressures, and rising transportation costs as a reason for a widespread adoption of driverless trucks. Okay, so one, you have a lot of people that's retiring from doing truck driving. Two, you have the truck drivers wasn't getting paid that much to begin with. Three, there's a lot of people that went ahead and went on the load boards and decided to go into business for themselves because they were making more money. Walmart expands drone delivery to 4 million homes. Walmart says it will be expanding its drone-up delivery network to 34 sites by the end of the year, with the reach across 6 states and up to 4 million households. The program, which focuses on Arizona, Arkansas, Florida, Texas, Utah, and Virginia, will provide the ability to deliver up to 1 million packages by drone per year. Okay, so when COVID happened and many people lost their jobs, many people went to Uber Eats, Grubhub, and began delivering food for people. Well, Walmart has a delivery system like that set up, and it's called Sparks. Now they are getting rid of the truck drivers and those Spark drivers because they're going to start having drone deliveries. DC health officials report first potential monkeypox case from a resident who traveled to Europe. The CDC has identified 24 cases of monkeypox in the United States. It's like as if they're trying to divert from this. Blame it on Europe. Blame it on traveling. I don't know. I could be wrong, but what do you think? Coconut milk is being pulled from the shelves from big box retailers, Walmart, Costco, Target, and Kroger. PETA said the coconut trade uses social monkeys as chained up as coconut picking machines, depriving them of any opportunity to eat, play, and spend time with their family. Okay guys, so I'm gonna just leave it right here. If you're new to our channel, we do long food storage and gardening in hopes to help people in what's coming and being a little bit more self-sufficient. Going into this fall, the inflation on food and gas is only going to get higher. And that $100 that you normally would spend at the grocery store isn't going to get you as much as it used to. So if you like this video, go ahead and give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you'll be notified when we put out a new video. Thanks for watching.